Welcome back to another episode of Hood Games. I'm your host, the 40-year-old gamer, and let's get right into it. I want to talk about a program today that I learned how to get online a few years back, and I just want to put other people on it because a lot of people don't know about it, especially people of color, or other races or whatever. Like, I want everybody to know about this. The program is called. All right, everybody. This is fightcade. I'm showing fightcade. If you can see it, if the camera, won't let it do it, you can see that it's called fightcade, and it's the emulator that I'll be talking about, or I'm talking about today on this episode. And the games that's lit up in white are the games that I have, and the games that's lit up in black is the games that I don't have, or the ROMs I don't have. I'm gonna say, man, that's where a lot of people get confused, man. They be thinking of cartridges, and they don't think of ROMs. I learned this years ago. That it's different talk for games when it comes to computer talk. But anyways, I just want to quickly do this real quick. If you click on one of the white games that I have, one of the white ROMs that I have, it on the side of it, it shows how many people in there, and it shows like what games I have, for it. Like I said, they lit up in white. I do have like the Art of Fighting series right here. Art of Fighting 1, 2, and 3. I do like that. Let's just go down a little bit the list. Go down the list a little bit, see if I can find a game that I actually want to, show y'all. I love the Dungeons and Dragons series. It's 2 beat 'em ups. That's great. If you ain't seen those, let's keep it going. I got the Final Fight. Ghouls and Ghosts. Things of that nature. But I do like JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. So what we gonna do is we gonna click on JoJo's Bizarre Adventures, man. There we go, right there. JoJo's Bizarre Adventures. It's a fighting game that I liked in the past. Actually, you know what? We're going to play Street Fighter 3 Third Strike. So we're going to go down. Yeah, I do got the Marvel vs. Capcoms. I got those. I love to play those against people around the world. It's got the Samurai Showdown, Fatal Furies, the real bout Fatal Fury Special. Red Earth is a fighting game, too, that you'll never see on the system. It's a good fighting game. This Son Goku, 1, 2, and 3, great beat 'em ups. Street Fighter Alpha series, I told you. But let's click on Street Fighter 3 Third Strike. There's 79 people in this motherfucker, man. So now that I clicked on it, well, now what happened is all these people right here on the side are in there. Just go down the list, and then you just pick a person. And if he, respond to you, y'all gonna fight. What you do is you click on their, you click on their icon, or click on the guy, the little guy and shit. This guy right here, or any one of them like that. A challenge will come up, the word challenge will come up, and then you just click on it, and it'll challenge the person. It's got the state, they flag or whatever state they from, and their name on the side. So now I'm going to just click on one of them. Let's see if we can get a response. Yeah, we got a response, even though I'm not going to play them. But, this is what it looks like. I just want to show y'all what it looks like. How y'all play Fightcade or whatever. This is what comes up, and you just fight, man. After that, you can make the screen bigger. Press the what's name, makes the screen all the way full screen. There is a guy that's trying to play against me. I ain't gonna make it like I'm playing against him, but I'm really not though. Because it's for the fans. It's for the people that's watching my show. You know, this guy is kicking my ass right now. I can't do shit with him, but you know, that's just how I go. You know, I ain't even got a controller plugged up right now, but he's whooping my ass and shit, man. So, you know, but anyways, this is Fightcade. You see how I say you can fight people around the world. That's who's fighting me. That's me, Saint Optimist, and I'm fighting Marcos Sordef. You know, I don't know what country he's from. He's from a different country. I know that. I don't know exactly what country he's from. It's a program that allows us to install it on our PC, and we can go online and play old retro arcade games against people around the world, or play with people. You know, and that's what I liked about Fightcade so much, because, you know, I was the type of person that, you know, I didn't collect games back in the days. I was the type of person that would buy video games, and I would basically, you know, like if when a game got old to me, you know, I would actually give them to the less fortunate. You know, I had a lot of, you know, I had nephews that liked to play video games when they were when they was young kids, that didn't have, you know, games, that you know, always wished they had a game, you know, or their parents could afford a game. So I was the type of person that if I seen that, you know, and I had a, you know, like I had a newer generation system, and my old generation system, you know, I would actually give it away, or, you know, give away the games. If they had the system already, I'd give away, you know, a lot of my games. I have did that all the way up to the Xbox 360, man. Gave away a lot of games, man, through the years, man. From old retro games, Nintendo 64, Genesis, you know, gave away my Sega Saturn console, gave away my Sega Saturn games. Now I'm kind of regretting some of it, but at the same time, it made, you know, it put a smile on a lot of my nieces and nephews' face, and that's what it was all about, man. But anyways, look, Fightcade is a great emulator that you can load on your computer, and the only way to play it is to get ROMs for it. You're gonna have to get the old arcade ROMs, you know, and you know, you're gonna have to go on YouTube and learn how to, you know, install this Fightcade and install these ROMs yourself, man. That's something I can't tell you, but I will tell you this, man. The process is real simple, and you'll have a blast, man, if you just take your time out, man, and just learn, man. You know how to do it, man. You'll have a blast from the gaming past, man. You know, because I've been having a blast on Fightcade, man. Let me tell you, man. Most of the time that I go on Fightcade, I get my ass whooped. I really do get my ass whooped, and don't care, because it's not about me winning or losing. I just love to have fun, man, on that video game, man. You know, and I just love to play and just to have fun, man. Even if I come close to winning and I never win, or we always come down to the last hit, and I'm the one that actually get hit, and I'm like, how the hell I keep getting hit, and I can't hit him for the last hit. But it don't matter though, man. I'm always laughing, man, when I lose, man. I'm always making decent comments, man, because in Fightcade, you can communicate with people through text, you know. You just type whatever you want them to know, and they'll type back or whatever, you know. You can do this during the game, you know, all through the game, or whoever you playing with, or whoever you fighting against. But one of my favorite fighting games on Fightcade actually is Samurai Showdown 5, man. I be whooping a lot of ass in Samurai Showdown 5, man, because motherfuckers, you know, like it ain't a lot of great players for Samurai Showdown 5, but it is a great arcade game. For anybody that ain't played the Samurai Showdown series, go play Samurai Showdown 1, man. You know, it's a great fighting game, man. It was made by Sync, you know, and Neo Geo, man. It came out for the Neo Geo in the past. But a lot of those old Neo Geo retro fighting games, arcade games, were great games. I'm gonna mention a couple more games, man, that's really hot, man, that you'll actually like, man, that you'll actually enjoy playing, man, you know, against people around the world, man. And don't get frustrated, man. I noticed that when I go on Fightcade, man, there be a lot of frustrated people on there getting their ass kicked, and they be making a lot of bold comments, man. And, you know, like, one guy got so mad, he left he was a bot, and he just fucking left some of the bogus comments, and people couldn't get him off the comment board because the comments just kept popping up like every second, man, or every half a second, man, like comments was popping up, you know, racist comments and things of that nature. But who gives a fuck, man? Who wins or lose, man? Who gives a fuck, man? Video games is about having fun, man. If you can't have fun with video games, why the fuck is you playing, man? Because that's what it's about, man. To me, video games is more of a stress reliever, man, than to get frustrated throwing controllers and shit like that, man. Like, fuck all that, man. You know, I spent too much money on the things I have in order to just be breaking them and shit like that because I'm so frustrated. I seen motherfuckers go, I seen a nigga go outside and literally take his whole Xbox 360 outside with the game inside and launch that bitch in the motherfucking air. And when it came down and hit the motherfucking concrete, and he threw that bitch again in the air and hit the concrete, bust that bitch all up, took that bitch to the park and just took it to the basketball court and just started throwing that bitch in the air, man. And I bullshit you not, what was so crazy about it is that same week he went and bought another Xbox 360 and bought another same game. So I couldn't understand that, like, why do that? You know, why do that to yourself, man? Why make yourself that frustrated? So, you know, anyways, you know, one of my favorite fighting games on fightcade, man, you know, some of my favorite fighting games on fightcade, I'll say, is like Street Fighter 3 Third Strike, Darkstalkers, the whole Darkstalkers series, you know, the old Street Fighter 2, you know, they got the Anniversary Edition, Championship Edition, you know, you got Super Street Fighter 2, all them, man. But I also like beat 'em ups, man. And on fightcade, you can play a lot of the beat 'em ups. That you know, basically a beat 'em up is a 2-player game like Final Fight that you can walk around with your homeboy and y'all beat motherfuckers up and y'all can just have a blast on it and y'all can beat the whole entire game together. All right. And with fightcade, you don't have to put a quarter in or whatever. You know, it'll teach you how to do all that. And you know, it's really a great emulator for the PC, man. For anybody that's poor, that don't have a lot of money, that cannot collect game after game after game, you know, like, you know, that's nice, man. You know, I ain't gonna lie, man, I ain't hating on nobody that do that, man, because I think that's a cool thing to do, man. But at the same time, you know, ain't nothing wrong with using emulators, man, and ain't nothing wrong with that. You can't play fightcade unless you get ROMs, man. You know, you can't even play a lot of these old arcade games unless you have emulators and ROMs, man. You know, and because it's a couple game shows that I actually watch, and I'm gonna mention on here, you know, one of those game shows was, I'm gonna recommend people to go to GameSack. You know, it's a great video game show, man, with Dave and Joe. You know, they're great guys, man, you know, to listen to. They do great interviews with the retro games, man. I do recommend you to go to GameSack, man. And another one of my favorites, man, and this was one of my favorites, you know, like a couple years before GameSack. You know, I discovered GameSack through this game show, and it was called Happy Console Gamer. It's all one word.
So talking about the Sega Dreamcast and its games.
The Dreamcast? I thought it was a Sega Dreamcatcher.
Dumbass, it's the Dreamcast, you know that.
I do. Anyways, the poor Dreamcast, it was an awesome system, but it had a really short lifespan. And even though it had a short lifespan, it made a huge impact on the world of video games.
That it did. And with that said, let's take a closer look at the Dreamcast itself. The Sega Dreamcast.
So, welcome to a brand new style episode, and this one is called D&D Stories, and this is the first one. Now, we have a lot of history with Dungeons and Dragons and some funny stories that we've had playing the game, or, you know, like, outside of that, you know, with your brother back in the day, and
Yes.
we just wanted to tell this story. This story is a classic Dungeons and Dragons story. We can't even believe it happened.
Just to give that history.
Go check out Happy Console Gamer, man. He has some really good game shows on there, man. But he has some really interesting episodes too, man. That's you know, that's kind of off. That's on the subject, but it's like, you know, he got these episodes called Video Game Memories. He got these episodes called Dungeons and Dragons, D&D Stories, man. It's good, man. Like, a late nights, man. I've watched this show, man, and it kept me up, man. Like, you know, it's you know, I thank them guys, man, because I always wanted to see a game show when I was a kid, man. And here in the States, you know, we got G4 TV in the early 2000s, and that quickly ended because at the beginning they were showing game shows, but then all of a sudden they started showing bullshit. They started having like real TV shows and soap operas and shit on there. I stopped watching the shit. The shit got ridiculous, man. You know. But finally somebody had the same mind that I had, man. Like, dang, somebody need to do a game show, man. That's what I want to see. You know, I want to see, you know, people review some of these games, you know, and you know, especially the retro games, man, because back then, you know, a lot of the retro games didn't get reviews. You know, a lot of these retro games, I don't even think got a commercial for it, man. But anyways, man, if you like the video, subscribe. Thank you for watching, man. And until next time, you too old to be playing video games, homeboy.